Hello everyone and welcome to Good Morning Russia. I am Mikhail, and today with us we have two very special guest stars. We have Ilych and Gerasim. Guys. Hello.
Thank you, Mikhail. It's good to be here.
And also with us today are three very special audience members that have been selected to ask Ivan and Gerasim one question each. We will get to this later in the show. Please. To start off today's show, I'm going to ask our guests a few very basic questions. Our first question is for Ivan. Ivan, how would you describe your family life?
Well, I do have a family life, but it's really kind of meaningless and pointless. You see, Mikhail, I focused all my energy on my work and looking good in front of society, and I never really had time to focus on my family. I mean, when I was younger, I used to think that was the right way to do it, that the family life would just fall into place. But now that I'm older and I'm starting to slow down, I've realized that you need family and things like friends, and I don't really have any of that.
It's very interesting. Thank you. Gerasim, this next question is for you. I'd like you to describe your family life and tell me what it's like to be Ivan's servant, and then what your life is like when you're not being his servant.
Well, I'm a peasant, so my work isn't the most important, but that's okay. I still feel like I have a very fulfilling life. I'm able to care for those around me, and I also try to treat everyone nicely, like how I would want to be treated. That's how I was raised, and that's always what my parents said to me. I feel like because I'm not so involved in my work, I'm able to make better connections and relationships with the people I'm around me, which is why I'm able to care so much for Ivan, and probably why he likes me better.
Thank you for that, Gerasim. Our next question is for both of you. We'll be asking you, how would you describe your relationships with each other? Would you describe these relationships as weak, strong, something in between, or something different?
I would describe my relationship with Gerasim as being very strong. I feel like it's the first true relationship I've had with someone that wasn't based off of my work, like my career, or the social hierarchy like that many people would approve of, like how I met my wife. But I feel like Gerasim has taught me many things, and that I've taught him just as much, or maybe even more. And I feel like that the longer I live, the stronger our bond will grow.
Thank you, Ivan. Gerasim, would you like to comment on that?
Well, thank you, Ivan. I look to Ivan as sort of a father figure. His sickness is severe, and it can't really be helped. He can't be judged for that like many people do. So I just take care of him, because that's what I feel is the right thing to do.
Ivan, what would you say the greatest accomplishment in your adult life was?
Before my injury, I always thought that my greatest accomplishment was getting promoted and keep getting promotions. And then my greatest accomplishment would be my best promotion. But now that now that I'm facing death, I feel like my greatest accomplishment is meeting Gerasim, and it's terrible because I've got an entire family, and this lonely servant is my only friend, and he's my greatest accomplishment.
Alright, Gerasim, while assisting Ivan, did you ever think about abandoning him? If not, why did you stay with him? And if you did think about abandoning him, how do you think he would have felt?
Ivan gave me an opportunity to live. He gave me a job taking care of him, which was able to help me supply my family with food and the necessary things for survival.
Ivan, towards the end of your life, did religion start playing a role? And if so, what role did this play?
Yes. As my condition worsened, I started to turn towards religion as kind of like for hope. Like I prayed to God a little bit, hoping that He would save me. And then near the end of my life, I received the communion and instantly felt better. Although this was short-lived, I felt like it had showed me this great feeling that I could have had had I lived my life the whole way how I should have.
Now, let me ask you, why did you not turn towards religion at all before your accident?
Before my accident, I really had no need for it. In my mind, I thought I had everything I needed, which was work, a high standing in society, and there was really no need for it. I felt like I was almost a god, that I controlled my life, and then karma or fate or whatever you want to call it came back and it got me and showed me the error in my ways.
We're going to let the audience ask some questions now to Gerasim and Ivan. So if there's anyone in the audience that would like to ask a question, please raise your hand. Yeah, you in the blue.
This is a question for Ivan. I was just wondering kind of what your thoughts were like at the beginning of after the accident, and kind of what they were as it progressed and when you got closer to your death.
Injured my hip. I felt like that it would just pass by, that this would be something that I could easily recover from and then get back to working my hardest. But after a month or so, it became apparent that this was not going to happen. My condition became worse, and I started to think that maybe there's something wrong. So I went to the doctor. After the doctors could not help me, I started to face the facts that I was dying from this. And as my life began to wind down, I started to realize that I was never going to recover from this illness.
So Drazum, when you knew Ivan had little chance to live, what made you decide to help him?
I was always taught that you should treat others like you want to be treated. So karma plays a large role in my relationship with Yvonne. I feel like that if I do good things for Yvonne, good things will come to me. And Yvonne's given me a chance. Like I said before, he's given me the opportunity to live and keep my family healthy.
Well, I was just wondering, do you feel that you die at peace with your life?
Yes, I do believe I feel like I died at peace somewhat. I feel like I recognize that I needed to change my ways. And although I started to change my ways, even though I didn't really have enough time. An example of this is like my friendship with Jason. He's a very nice person and really the kind of people I wish I was surrounded myself with my entire life. So yes, I think I did die at peace, but if I could, I'd rather live the rest of my life the way I should have lived my entire life.
The last question is for Yvonne and Jason. Guys, do you have any advice for our viewers? If so, what would it be?
Well, I would have to say that you shouldn't focus all your time on your work or whatever makes money, because when it comes down to it, money isn't the important thing. It's that you have people around you who you care for and love. Like, Yvonne didn't have people in his final days. He only had me and his son, and that wasn't enough for him, in my opinion.
And Yvonne?
Pretty much the same thing as Jason. Just make sure that you live life to the fullest and take every day for what it's worth, because you never know whenever something catastrophic will happen, like whenever I was hanging the drapes, and next thing you know, you're on your deathbed and there's nobody there. So just make sure that you love your family, and it's okay to work hard, just make sure that work isn't your only thing. Make sure that you include some of the important things like your family and the people that matter most to you.
I'd like to thank you both. This has been a very exhilarating experience for both myself and the audience and our viewers at home. I'd like to thank you, Yvonne. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jason. Back here once again is Mikael Vick, and we're about to go see 3 of our special guest members from the audience today. We're going to ask them how they felt about Yvonne before and after this TV session. So let's go take a look and see what they say. Hello?
Hi.
You said you were one of Yvonne's co-workers.
Yes, I was.
So before the show today, how did you feel about Yvonne?
I didn't really have many feelings for him. He's just kind of a co-worker, you know. Just kind of wanted his job, so I was happy when he left.
Okay, and then after hearing what Yvonne had to say today and how he felt, what do you think about him now? Is he the same person, or do you think he changed?
I definitely think he's changed. He seems like he's really redeemed himself. He's realized what's important in life, but it'd be kind of better if he would have realized it before, I guess.
Alright, thank you. And we're going to go find one of his other co-workers, so we'll be right back. Alright, back here again, and we're going to go see the remaining 2 co-workers of Yvonne Ilych. Let's go take a look. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Alright, we're just going to ask you a few more questions, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, it's fun.
So we know that before this whole show today, you guys each had your own opinion about Yvonne Ilych. So what were your thoughts on Yvonne before this whole show today?
I hadn't really worked with Yvonne that much in my time at the judicial office, but I saw him a few times, and from the times I saw him, I felt that he was hardworking, focused, and he was kind of stuck up, but I didn't take much notice of it.
Okay, and you, sir?
Well, I kind of thought of him as my friend, I'd have to say, honestly. Yeah, he was always a nice guy to me. He was a very hard-working person, though, and I almost felt that he never had time for his family, and obviously that came true today. So I guess my suspicions were right. It's sad that he died, and I considered him my friend.
All right, thank you. Now, we heard a lot of different things from Yvonne today, maybe things that make you change your opinion towards him. So, what did you think after the show today? Did your opinions change, or do you guys still feel the same way about Yvonne? So, you sir?
Yeah. My opinion definitely changed because once realizing that he worked hard just because he was trying to provide for his family, made me realize that he wasn't that bad of a guy, and he actually had some type of a heart.
And you?
Honestly, I have to say I was a bit disappointed in his life because he really didn't spend the time with his family that he should have. And I feel that if I were in his shoes, I would have definitely spent more time with my family and those who mattered to me. So I'd say my general feelings are of disappointment.
All right, well, thank you both. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so you've heard it from all three of Yvonne's co-workers, and this is our results.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.